if you're getting ready to do a show, you gotta do your hair. How's my hair? That's my George Clooney impression from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? How's my hair? Damn, we're in a tight spot. These are things I say almost, well, it's not a daily basis at all. Pop up here and there. And you look at somebody who's got something good to say, and it just makes sense. I mean, think about a guy that's in a dire situation. Death is he's in a damn barn that's getting caught on fire, and he's just like, how's my hair? You might find that ridiculous, but that is a person who's not worried about the big deal. He's right down to the point. I know how I'm gonna get out of this, but you know, how's my hair? Pictures these days are everywhere. So you'd be wrong to think of me as a mentor in there. I mean, for me to think of him as a mentor. But it brings up the idea of mentors. I had one in the Army. You could say it was that. I'm sure he thought it was that, and it may well have been. How's my hair? I'm trying to grow it out. There's a big long patch between here and right somewhere down around here, and then it fucking explodes again. It looks ridiculous. So the one friend of mine that I was in the Army with, after he got out, he might as well tell you the story. He was a serious motherfucker in a way that, oh, she's here.
Oh, you're naked again.
I was doing my hair. Look, I think about it every time I see my armpit. I'm like, do they think I'm shaving my armpit? No, I'm just not a hideous fucking person. I actually had lines set up for you because I thought you would be coming, but you might not show up. Something might get in the way. And so I was going to do your lines for you. I was talking about my friend that he got out of the Army and he was just a son of a bitch. He was a businessman. He was driven all the way. He was going to be the guy. And he got out of the Army and went to school in Flint at Mott College. He went to Mott Community College. These are the applesauce people. They started a community college. That's given back to the community, and he got a full ride scholarship out of Mott College to George Washington University. And he went to George Washington University. He ended up being vice president, national vice president of his fraternity, which I'm sure he wasn't much into fraternity stuff. He just knew the way to the fucking top. Vicious son of a bitch, just smiling all the time. Yes, I suppose I could say he was a mentor, but then some guy, while he was rappelling down the side of the fucking frat house, some big building, some guy that happened to hear that a girl that this guy liked, the guy, I'm gonna call him Stash, my friend. So Stash is rappelling down this building, and this guy that heard that a girl that this guy liked Stash. He knew nothing of it. He was no part of any of it. And he's just there having fun. Ah, let's do some rappelling. We had a fucking tower right across the road that we'd rappel on all the time at Bragg. Down Grove Street, across Gruber, in the woods. You could swing through windows. You could go off a helicopter rail. It was just, we bought rappelling gear. They didn't train us to do this as paratroopers, but we were doing the same shit that the 101st Puking Buzzards, 101st Airborne Division, the Screaming Eagles, that's what they call them, Puking Buzzards. My grandpa talked about that. But, so we were doing stuff. So in college, he's having fun and he's showing off. He's a fucking leader coming on. Hey, take a look at me. That's what Stash says. And some guy that found out about this girl that liked him instead of him, he was in a window and he cut the rope. And this guy fell 4 stories.
He could have killed him. That's
Stash.
attempted murder.
That's attempted murder, and I don't know what happened about that. I didn't hear that backstory. I was talking to him when he was still really slow. But yeah, he cut the rope, and Stash fell 4 stories, landed on his head, was in a coma for 6 months, and came back after being the most vicious, lovable son of a bitch you ever met. He came back and they released him to his mother and his sister, and they turned him to Catholicism and just left him in this weird state. Okay, I'll finish the conversation. Okay. And so he got a terrible hit in the head.
Siete will take my place.
And, Siete. Oh, I'll get him. No. Siete. That hit in the head didn't do him any good. Sometimes they say, nothing a good hit to the head won't cure. And I don't know if that means just beating somebody into submission or if you're actually producing brain damage and fucking programming here. I don't know. Yeah. But here it is. There was one day I went into work and I was coming in and the guy said, the vice president said something in this little meeting in front of everybody, like, "Boy, you get hit in the head." And I said, "It's in my birth charts." They like to try and screw with people in front of a crowd. That way they can make themselves look fun and humorous and bullying, but it doesn't work on me. He did one day say he was going to not ask me any questions anymore because I'd shown him. You want to fuck with me? hit in the head. I said, it's in my birth charts. I said, I've been hitting my head my whole life. And he said, oh, yeah. And I said, yeah. Last time I woke up in the hospital, I didn't know if I was going to be able to focus on anything, but it was amazing. I had such extreme focus that even I thought that I wouldn't be able to use the computers. I thought, what if I forget? Because it's a rabbit hole of shit. It takes a brain to know this. You can't write this shit down. It's fucked up. And I'm like, what if I can't use a computer? And I sat down at it, and I just went, and as soon as my fingers touched it, I went, I was sitting there going, oh my fucking golly. I am so focused. I realized right away how just efficient I was. And I knew the way I was before. So I know being fucking distracted and not being incapable, but it's drawing your attention away. I said, oh my God. And as it turned out, my brain healed and I am not quite so focused anymore, which is just fine. You know, it's a return to normalcy. That's what they seek in therapy, right? You know, one of those, that's like the fourth or something. That's the fucking cure. Person's got to return to normalcy. The bell jar, the yellow wallpaper, whatever the fuck that is. And it's true. I've only been in the hospital twice in my life. Yeah. I've only spent time in the hospital twice in my life. And it was once at about 2.5 when I fell and fucking hit my head. And I have memories of that. I did a video about it. If you want to find it, good luck, because I can't even remember the names of them anymore. And then that last time was when I got run down on my motorcycle. But I've been hitting my head my whole life. And I hit it today. Again. Whack on the side of a table. Woman's like, oh my God, you okay? I said, I feel nothing. I'm good at this. Every once in a while it fucks up your vision a little bit. But, I mean, come on, man. If you're gonna look at it, who's more fucked up after getting hit really hard in the fucking head? Is it the guy that turns to a faith he disregarded because he had a mother and a sister pushing him out of a fucking coma where he'd lost his fucking mind, he lost his sense of self? They reconditioned him into that. Would you like that kind of fucking head injury? Or would you like one that fucking comes out of it and feels it coming back together again and say, I remember you. I missed you for a minute. It makes you wonder how much you actually heal. But wouldn't you prefer to have somebody that just sees the humor in it all? And if you'd rather have that poor fucking empty fucking shell of a man that used to be somebody worthy of respect, It's nothing a good hit to the head won't cure.